Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to do another how-to. I got a lot of messages about this trick non-stop. I did other tricks in the past. I did harder tricks. I figured this trick, everybody kind of already knew what they had to do for this trick since I showed them the other way, but everybody still continued to ask me to do a how-to on this trick. So today I'm going to teach you how to manual forward. The last video I taught you how to do a fakie manual. I did nose manual. I kind of gave you an idea of what you got to do for those two tricks, but you guys want to learn, I guess, the step one to all those other tricks, which is a manual. So today I'm going to help you learn the manual. This how-to is going to be a little different because, again, I'm still using the GoPro. I didn't get my new camera yet, so I'm not going to have the close-up, like 100mm shots, but I'm going to get as detailed as I possibly can. That way, at the end of this video, you guys learn how to manual. All right, so the first part of this trick, you want to have your scooter, obviously. You want to make sure you have 2 wheels and some handlebars, pretty much a whole complete scooter, because you want to learn how to manual. You need 2 wheels to learn it, but 1 wheel only to do it. So basically what a manual is a manual is when you're on 1 wheel. You can do a nose manual or fakie manual, but a manual is being on 1 wheel and rolling forward. So you want to be very, very relaxed. You don't want to be tight. You don't want to be, you want to bend your knees a lot. You want to be very loose because you have to absorb any sudden movements that your scooter is going to do that you're not going to be able to control right away. Again, so what a manual is going on 1 wheel, like so, and just trying to hold it as long as you possibly can. Again, I always try to teach people to learn it 1 foot. I feel like 1 foot's easier for any balance tricks. Like all my flatland tricks, I learn 1 foot. So if you know how to wheelie, like do a 1 foot manual, that helps. If you don't, I'm going to show you real quick. So what I like to do is you got to be in the back of the scooter as much as you can because you're going to kill a lot of weight. So I put my balancing leg is my right one. So I put my dominant leg on the scooter, lift up in position, and kind of just push forward, and get a feel where you want to be. I never say try to jump into the trick right away. All my how-tos, just figure out how to balance it. You always want to figure out what it feels like to hold the trick before you jump in and out. Like that's what I like to do, because if, let's say, you finally jump in and you don't know how to hold it, what are you gonna do? Jumping in and out is the harder part because you have to jump into where you need to lock in. So figuring out how to balance is the easiest thing. So 2-foot manual is the same exact thing that the other foot is on, which causes you to have a little more weight on your scooter, makes it a bit harder to pull up and down and control, but you still have your knees and your arms, again, very relaxed, to help you kind of counterbalance, figure out where the right spot is. That way you can keep going. The best way to learn this is to use your brake. You gotta have a brake on your scooter. It's good to have it on and learn it with this. Obviously, doing a brakeless manual is a lot better. It looks cleaner, but in my opinion, at the end, when you finally learn how to manual, a brakeless manual is a bit easier because you can go further because you're not pressing your brake to slow you down. But you want to learn with your brake in the beginning if you feel comfortable. If not, you can learn it without, it's better. But I like to learn it. I learned it with my brake because it helped me, and in case I shot out, like I felt like I was gonna slip back, you kind of tap it a little bit to keep you forward. Like if you ever watch bike guys, they toggle their back brake, same thing. So let's start. I'm gonna just show you a manual. I'm gonna show you what it looks like from a couple different positions, just so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. So as you can see, as I'm in a manual, I'm like in a kind of like a sit down position. I'm trying to pull back, I guess lean back as much as you can, with still being in complete control of the scooter without looping out completely. So I try to get like a sit back position with my knees bent, my arms bent, and just, again, being very relaxed and loose, but having a nice tight grip on your handlebars. That way you can kind of pull up and down and control where you want to steer. Now, the first way you want to do it is kind of go really slow, like kind of start really slow. I like to find places that have a slight downhill that help, because once you start, this downhill will give you a little bit of speed in case you press your brake too much. When you press your brake too much, it means you're doing it wrong. You don't want to press your brake at all. You have it there just in case you fall back. Again, this is just a learning, this is another step. It's not something you want to depend on. You don't want to depend on your brake, but you want to have it there in the beginning to help you so you don't loop out. You don't want to loop out and fall on your butt. So after you learn how to manual pretty good, going faster with the brake is easier because you can hold the brake more and it actually doesn't do anything to the to the trick. Like you can kind of lean back a little bit more and just crank the brake. But again, that's not the right way to learn, because you want to go as far as you can. When you press your brake, it makes it harder to go further. Let's learn a brakeless. Brakeless is the same exact thing. You want to have both your feet as far back as possible. That way it's less weight for you to pull up. All right, I hope that helped a lot. Manual is one of the most important tricks for riding, I think, and obviously you guys can see, because a lot of my tricks are manuals because I like doing combos, and it's the perfect way to link two tricks without being super high in the air. Like if you like tail whips and like bar spins and you like heel whips, why not do the tail whip to manual to bar spin to manual to heel whip? That way your tricks are endless. I feel it increases your trick list times a million. Having manuals gives you the opportunity to have endless combos and links. If you're ever filming or you just want to get a really long trick for Instagram or anything, manual is one of the top tricks to learn.